Welcome back to the Twin Chickens podcast. It's me, Artie. I have gum.
Nice. And there's me, but you'll never see me again. Welcome back,
known.
everybody.
I should have known. Dude, when are you going to get a haircut? I never asked you.
Probably a couple years from now.
Can you show the audience real quick, like what we're working with? Oh my god.
It's got decent length now.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's really thick. I need to trim the back, but
I like it.
I'm growing it out just a little bit longer. Gonna trim up the sides and back soon because it looks like I'm a little homeless. But
yeah.
Besides that,
oh, that's the purpose.
I do like the length right now. Otherwise, I wasn't satisfied with my hair that when it was shorter, but I wasn't as committal to growing out my hair.
Right.
And so now I kind of am. Like, I'm still in the in-between stages, but I quite like where it's at. So.
Yeah. I mean, I like it too. It looks like a lion's mane, you know, like a lion's thing, you know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very good. Today we got a lot of things to talk about, and we do have a guest coming in later, but that'll be in a separate thing. So for right now, we're just gonna catch up with me and this dude since it's been a minute since we actually, you know.
It's been a while.
Did this. Let me turn my 45-degree angle.
Nice.
So let's catch up real quick. So it's been like a week. Anything new with you before we start the show?
Nothing too terrible. Okay, I did end up having a show at my house.
Yeah.
A basement party, and the cops were called. They came down to my house.
Yeah, which is insane because you weren't playing that late. You were playing like around till 11ish.
We played till midnight, pretty much on the dot. We were just finishing our last song, "Sweet Child of Mine," and we were halfway through it, and that's when flashlights came downstairs.
Yeah, and you literally, you know how we were talking like, cops can't just like walk into your house, but you had an open invitation saying, "Come to the back, and this is how you get into the house."
Right, and it's also like private event, so they still shouldn't have come down. But I handled it quite well, and nothing has come of it. So. All is good, but
which is great because that's what I was concerned about because I just didn't know with everything that was going on and like people coming in and out. I didn't know. I mean, I had a movie that night anyway. I got to see Shang-Chi for the second time. Oh, dude, we're gonna talk about Shang-Chi a little bit today because dude. If you guys have not seen Shang-Chi, Jesus Christ. Anyway. I went to we did a little bit of band practice, and then I went straight to the movies after that. And I'm pretty much, as soon as I left, that's when the party started, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cops coming in at that time is insane because, I mean, you've never played live music like that at your house before.
Not at my house.
We've done it at Graham's plenty of times. Mm-hmm. And most of his neighbors are either old or disabled. Well, I shouldn't say that, but
right.
just like,
and
like not like, how do I say this? In a not aggressive way. They're just not, they don't care.
Exactly. Nonchalant. I don't know what the word is for it, but
yeah,
you hit it on the head.
I know a lot of his neighbors are just like old and just like don't have hearing problems, just like don't care.
But I also live in a really old neighborhood of like grumpy people.
Yep.
And so that feeds way more into it, I feel.
Who do you think called the cops?
I really don't know. There's new neighbors on my left side, and it could have even been my nice neighbors on the right that just wanted their kids to sleep after they had a sleepover or some shit.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't really know, but realistically, it's probably a one-time thing unless sometime in a few months. But
I don't see it. I mean, I don't know why you would play. I mean, I understand playing at your place is like it's open. It's nice. It's open. Mm-hmm. Great basement. Like it's
great
a great place.
Sound, great space.
Yeah.
But also like there's better spots.
Tons. And I think I was talking with Graham about like, well, for me, I don't want to play for just like, yeah, I want to just get the band together to like play one big show so we can like find out what works and what doesn't work, get all the eliminations out of the way, but to actually start playing venues like very recent, as soon as possible actually. So it's just literally getting everyone in their place. But playing at house parties or basements, it's kind of tricky when you're playing so late because normally I would start it like early. 7 is like a great time. and then 8 or whatever, and then cutting it off like around 11 or midnight. It's like around that time, or even like 11 is like a perfect time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like cliff notes, things to understand and unpack for
Definitely, and it's
being a good boy.
It definitely was an experience and a fun story that I'll remember for a very long time.
Yes. I hope so. In any case, I'm glad that no one was hurt, everyone was safe, and for right now, yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty. Here is this one.
That iPhone 8.
There we go.
I'm gonna be rude for that iPhone 8. I'm gonna send my news for that iPhone 8. That iPhone.
Whoa. Okay. I think that's gonna have to work. Is there something you've ever? We're human. Has there been something that's like, this is what I want? I really want this so bad. I will do anything for it. For me, I'll tell you right now. A hybrid vehicle.
Yeah.
Like a plug-in hybrid car. I've wanted one for the longest time. You know how much gas is right now? Like,
it's creeping up there. It's back at like $3 or something.
Jesus, man. I want a plug-in hybrid so bad that I would literally show my nudes for the iPhone 8. How about for yourself?
Nothing is coming to mind right now. I remember back in my day, like 10 years ago, I really wanted a DS.
Oh, yeah.
And so I saved up my money and birthday money and stuff just to be able to get it. And then it was so nice of my parents to, after I had a piano recital, they ended up buying me a DS instead of me spending my money, which was so sweet of them. But I just remember awesome. I really wanted a DS.
Yeah, I mean, those are I've had like 6 freaking 2DSs because like the regular 3DS is like so expensive. But even before that, the DS is such a revolutionary thing. I think the Game Boy SP was like, Jesus, one of the best handhelds ever made. And then when the DS came out, it's like, whoa, we're getting upgrades. What?
I ended up getting the DSi with instead of like the normal DS from my parents.
Right.
And I still believe that was like the precursor to
the Switch.
Maybe not the Switch, but like cellular devices. It was about the same time.
Yeah.
But
interesting. Yeah.
It had a camera. It had the chat. It had games.
Right.
That was my cell phone.
Minesweeper.
Until I actually had like a flip phone.
Right.
But I carried that thing everywhere.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
I just remember.
I carried around my Game Boy SP. That's been my favorite fucking thing. Like, I love that thing so much. And just how much technology has come of now. It's insane.
I would love a Game Boy SP just to take some old cartridges and just be able to play them.
Dude, I would love to. You can literally plug in your Game Boy Color games in that, and it works. Whoops. But yeah, it's freaking awesome. Revolutionary.
I love that.
Dude, besides that, what do you have going on for the rest of this month? I know it's gonna be a crazy one for sure.
This month it's kind of amping up. I'm going camping this weekend.
Yes, which you're missing out on my Renfest thing. Or if you're gonna be able to go, let me know.
I probably won't be able to. I need to save money. I'm cutting down on the things I'm doing so I can spend more on the events I do go to.
Right,
and that's kind of my mentality right now.
Which is great. I'm willing to pay for that Renfest ticket for you, by the way. I should have said that off air, but now I'm saying it now. So, just so you're aware. But not this week, obviously, but that's some other time. Before this thing closes.
Possibly the following weekend if you're free.
Yeah.
Not this weekend, but the following, I might be able to go.
Yeah, let's aim for that. I'm glad that we're making plans on the podcast.
Absolutely.
It's set in stone now.
But yeah, no, I'll be playing a lot more hours at my parents' place to crank those hours, get those skills up.
Right. Do you have a show right now, piano wise?
It's I'm getting my 3-hour set like fully, maybe not fully ready, but just as much as ready as I can in 2 weeks' time or less than that.
Now, are you singing with these piano ballads?
I sing some, but I mostly just play.
Okay.
That's where I find my most enjoyment, and I'm learning to sing as I just sing along with my pieces.
Yeah.
And just using my ear, and I'm really enjoying learning to sing on my own.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten a few years to spend with musicians and singers and stuff that I get to kind of hear what sounds good and hearing what doesn't sound good in my own voice.
Right.
And just using your ear, it's from playing by ear, playing bass, and learning instruments.
Absolutely.
your ear is the tool.
Yeah.
And you have to nitpick the qualities of each thing. And
Absolutely.
That's fascinating.
That's why for me, protecting your ears is like one of the most important things, because once that's gone, you have to either be like Beethoven or someone that has like a unique skill to understand music in a level that you don't need to hear it necessarily to like understand it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to protect your ears. Is what I'm trying to say. That's how we were talking just yesterday, I think, about during band practice about that. Like, dude, I don't know how you guys go in raw. Like, my ears, I have tinnitus now because of like like a constant ringing, which could be like a tumor or something. But I'm pretty sure it's like tinnitus because like I used to play like that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's this constant ringing that just fades in and out. It's like, oh fuck, it's really annoying.
Yeah, I definitely was inspired to go to Guitar Center to pick up a set of those next time I can make it over there.
Oh yeah. And then I found some for $20, I think, that are still cheaper. I think mine were $45.
If you found a pair, would you order some and I'll like give you some cash?
Well,
I know
they're not on. Yeah, they're not on there anymore. But there's the $20 ones instead of the dubs. There's the $20 ones. They're just, they go in a little further. You don't have much control or filters with them. They go in. It's like it cancels too much, in my opinion.
Definitely.
But if those work for you, I'm not saying.
But yeah, no, I think it'd be a great idea to protect those ears. Any musicians, or even if you're not playing music or.
Just going out to festivals, because we're right now, obviously things are starting to open up again.
We're always going to be around loud music,
Always.
and no matter where you're at, people want music.
Or like a screaming baby, you never know.
Yeah,
it could just pop up in your face. But just be aware that like when you lose your ears, oh fuck, it's a world of misery, man. And I feel bad for all those people that do go through those problems daily, and it's just a terrible thing. So just a little PCA.
Yeah, the things we take for granted. Like, I can't imagine losing my senses.
Yeah.
Sight, touch, taste, feel. Like, if I lost my sense of taste, it'd be kind of tragic.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I always thought if I lost my arms, and like if I lost my arm when I was working, like my right arm, which I do everything with, if I lost this arm, I would be devastated. Or if I lost the ability to walk.
Yeah, and
Jesus.
Even losing fingers would suck.
Yeah.
It does suck. I know.
It'd be terrible.
Meeting people without their fingers, and I can't imagine living my life without my fingers, and especially as a musician who uses all 10 fingers.
Yep.
Like, I was talking with my friend earlier this week about if I had to lose any fingers, what would they be?
Oh my god.
I decided on both or either. If I had to pick two,
right,
they would be my ring fingers. They're my least used.
Really? For me, it would be my actually, now that I think about it, yeah.
Like, I really love my ring fingers when I do trills or other things that I need to do, but essentially I need the other fingers.
I would think maybe
thumbs are very important. Index finger is like next up
second,
there.
Yeah.
And I really love being able to do wide stuff, and for piano specifically, I need my other fingers. So
I think your ring finger is kind of this outlier. Or ring or middle finger, I would say, was an outlier because your pinky is like that fills in the spaces.
Definitely.
Or how to close the spaces, sorry. But absolutely, I would
leave a comment below of what you think, what fingers you would lose, and what you would do with them, or what you wouldn't be able to do with them.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. By the way, also, I forgot to mention this as well. We have our tip link, which is still down there. So if you guys want to send us literally any questions or just feedback on how the show is going, or if you want to send us a video, we have a tip link. By all means, send us anything you would like. Comment suggestions through there. Helps the show out. It actually helps us put more equipment and just get better at everything, so we can do this more and put more content out for you. For sure. And look at this guy. Taking a break. Now, coming up from this, dude, we have October coming up. Do you have anything coming up for October?
I actually have a concert I'm going to see All Time Low.
All Time Low at the end of this month.
At the end of October.
Oh, okay.
I think I can't remember the day, but it's end of October, definitely.
Yeah, I'm surprised people still like them. I mean, like, I get why, obviously, but it's like my phase of them completely came and went.
Yeah.
Back when I was in high school, and my musical history has completely changed, which we haven't talked about in a while, but
I'm more so in it for just seeing live music, and it's my friend's favorite, like one of his favorite bands.
Yeah.
And so also I'm excited to just be a part of concerts and learn. You know,
Learn
being
how
able to
some.
see stage presence and see the in betweens, and like being an audience member to a live band and not just being completely egotistical and only seeing the stuff I'm in from the stage point of view.
Oh yeah, well,
And so
that's-
just seeing more people instead of I don't necessarily watch YouTube videos of people playing, and I have other things to do. So when
Yeah.
I can, I'll go to a concert, enjoy good music, and just absorb it.
Absolutely, and that's why I have. I took notes at the concert that I went to, the first one. That I guess that literally changed my whole fucking life, pretty much. And it's so funny because I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, man, had I not gone to that concert, I wouldn't have made all these connections, and then things wouldn't have fallen into place like they did. So like like they did now. And I hated the idea of fucking going to that concert. I hated so much like going up as an audience member and just watching people play while you could have been doing that. It's like, it pisses me off. But I went in there with a different mindset, and yeah, I took notes for you guys, which I really relate to you. But I talked to Graham about this too, about like, hey, this is what I caught up on, like your stage presence, your performance, and everything. If you guys want to hear it, I have it all written down.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's I forget. It was just earlier today. I was thinking more again about like perspective and things about
Right.
Oh, it was just that I told you just a little bit ago that I had forgot my my charger for my Chromebook
Yeah.
that I use my sheet music for.
Right.
And instead of
Dummy.
hating myself for it,
Yeah.
like I might have done a year ago or something,
Right.
I was like, okay, I have to see this as an opportunity. Without my Chromebook, I still went and tried to get a charger, but it's not the right one.
Of course.
Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm like, okay, well, I need to fill in this time. So I started doing my thing and going around the circle of fists and just letting my mind go wild and listening and playing by ear.
Right.
And that was not only orgasmic, but very enlightening.
Of course, yeah.
And I thought about my own mindset and my actions of earlier today when I was on my way over here.
Right.
And I thought, very good, like reinforcing that good attitude or positive attitude
Yeah.
towards things. And not everything is going to go right, but
Hardly
it's the way you
everything
look
ever
at
does,
it,
yeah.
and try to make the most of it. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that today instead of getting really upset.
See, I wish I had that, and like I honestly wish I had that. I don't. I whenever I forget something or miss something, I have so much hate inside me that I take it out on myself. I am the one person I hate the most out of anyone. Like, I hate myself the most, and I hate that about myself. You know what I mean? I hate that I hate myself, if that makes sense. And this is why I work this out with like family and therapy and all that stuff of like where this comes from. And I wish I had that positive outlook where I'm like, dang it, I forgot my keys, but you know what? I will walk to, like, I can't do that. Like I'm the kind of person, like, if I forget my keys and there's no one outside the building, I will throw a brick in the, you know what I'm saying? I'll throw a brick at the door to like, get in because I'm insane.
Yeah, and
But that's like, it's this whole thing of like, I try to, if I'm awake, I need to have coffee and I need to be sharp. And if I'm not sharp, then that's on me. You know what I mean?
and I honestly believe it's a lot of hardwiring. Like, it has definitely taken me a while. Like, the first thing when you said like if I got locked out of like this building or something,
Right.
the first thing I thought like, okay, well, I'd have to either wait for somebody, and what kind of opportunities can I make out of this?
Absolutely.
I don't know what kind of person I could meet. This is a totally new opportunity to make a new friend, connection, and maybe have a smoke break or some shit while I wait for somebody.
Right.
Like, allowing your mind to ask questions. And honestly, it doesn't have to be about positivity. I'm realizing more as time progresses that I'm allowing it to be more positive,
Right.
but just being curious is the best part about life, because I have gotten so stagnant, and as I grow in relationships, things can get stale. So just asking questions or being curious about something allows more and new thoughts to arrive.
Well, be also aware that curiosity does kill the cat. And in this sense, back when I was working with my uncle, I would ask questions, like insightful questions, like I need to know these things for work. And he would chastise me. Same with my dad. Chastise me for asking questions that I'd need to know the answers for. And ever since, like, being chastised and even, like, having this from working at Chipotle's, having this background mindset of, like, I was taught everything, I was learned to ask the question, to be curious, and in some cases, what I'm trying to say is, in some instances, yes, you need to ask questions, and you need to be what's it called, open-minded to these things. You have to. But when other people don't give you that opportunity, it's kind of hard to like get back into that set. And that's what I'm doing now. Now I'm like, oh fuck, I want to learn so much. I need to learn so much so I can get ahead in life, because that's the only way I'm gonna get out of everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I feel bad that you were like chastised for that. And
Tons.
I was definitely on the opposite end of that. Like, I never asked questions, but my dad was always like providing like answers that I didn't even have questions to.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. But now growing my own, I guess, questions, but I honestly lost my train of thought of where I was going to tie in with that. But it's really interesting to not only not worry about questions, but know when to listen or when to just observe and absorb.
Absolutely. And it's all situational because it changes from day to day.
Because language isn't always necessarily have to be there, because you can just stop and listen. Like when you're dissecting a piece of music, you need to really actively listen and understand it.
Yeah.
But it'd be no different, equally as important as having a conversation and saying it's 1 5 6 4 and A. Whereas if you just heard the first like 4 seconds of a song, you should be able to get that same information.
Right.
And so it's developing those skills, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the way I develop those skills is literally from art, right? So I literally learned how to, obviously from watching videos and watching, like, learning from other people, how to, for example, take like a cube and dissect it so I can understand the dimensions and then recreate it at any given moment, basically giving form, which is what you're doing for piano. And that's how I've been able to do everything, is how to dissect anything so I can be good at it. Because if I'm mediocre, I never want to have the sense of self-doubt from anybody else that I know my shit, and I can, if you ever ask me for anything, I should be able to do it. You know what I mean? I hate being mediocre, or hate being basically less than what I can be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So a lot of these inner turmoils with Artie.
But also that's somewhat of what seems to, from my perspective, that's what drives you to be better.
Absolutely. It has to be. Or else I'm just going insane. You know what I mean? Like, I do all this so that I never want to fall back. I want to keep learning because I don't have much time to do things, And time is all we got.
And it's phenomenal and excellent that you recognize that, the only thing we have is time, and it's just what you do with it.
Exactly. Moving on to our last thing, dude. I didn't talk about Shang-Chi because I know I said I was going to, but...
Without any spoilers, can we talk about it?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to do. So Shang-Chi is... someone said it literally today on a podcast, saying that, like, all respect to Black Widow. Black Widow being an okay, good movie. Good Marvel movie. Not the best, but it's good. Shang-Chi is the movie that we needed, like, from this pandemic. It's the movie that should have happened and did happen, and it's out now in theaters. I've seen it twice. It's glorious. It is amazing. It does have a little bit of flaws, and to me, it got better the second time, but I can't recommend it enough, dude. It's awesome. It's really cool.
I'm very excited. Is it, would you say, mostly action, or just...
It's got a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything?
Yep. It's really good.
That sounds like a sweet spot.
It catches you off guard right at the beginning of this of the movie, because you're like, what? I thought it was just going to be like high octane action, which it does. It has the best action I've seen in a Marvel movie ever. I'm not just saying that for the hype. It has the best action in any Marvel movie ever. Like, they really knocked that part out of the park or whatever. But not only that, it has a bunch of heart and just like this romance and tragicness to all the characters. Like, it's really well done. And like I said, it's not perfect. I did a spoiler review with spoiler open discussion with Lorenzo that came out today. And we got to talk about all that stuff. And I obviously don't see it if you haven't seen the movie, because you deserve to see this movie in the biggest screen possible. So whenever you're ready, I will take you to go see Shang-Chi. I'll get your ticket and we'll go. I'll get the popcorn and everything.
I would love you forever.
Well, you just tell me the day, man. I don't care. You just tell me the fucking... We can go to... Obviously, tonight you got to work on piano, but, like, you just tell me, man. I don't fucking care.
I will let you know when we can go see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see it in theaters.
Exactly, man. It's a treat. It really is. I can't happen enough. Lorenzo loved it, and I love it, too. It's great.
I'm super excited. I really want to see it in theaters and not just like on Disney Plus later, because
Yeah, and it's not on Disney Plus. It's exclusively in theaters
hell yeah, exclusively only going to be theaters.
at the moment. It's until we get. It's a normal 45-day release window. So when it's
Okay.
done with its theatrical run, 45 days out, which is really short now, then it gets released.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very cool stuff.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see it and recognize
Yeah.
the style that my friend, well, I guess more so acquaintance, but somebody I grew up with, Brandon Lee, is a stunt double in that movie, and I'm excited to try to spot him and recognize the technique from like behind him.
I wonder who he stunts for.
I have no idea, but I'd love to go in completely blind and just recognize
Because
it.
honestly, dude, the way these action scenes are done, I couldn't tell where Simu Liu, the guy that plays Shang-Chi, I couldn't tell where he started and the other guy, you know, or where he ended and the other guy started as like a stunt double. Because
Okay.
some of the scenes are like really well done.
I could imagine Marvel movies.
Yeah, like they.
I bet they did it quite well to be
Yeah.
able to not show any differences or like clothing changes between the two different people.
Like it all feels like they have a really great scene where it's like it's just all one shot, and there's so much continuity in that shot where it's like I don't know where they could have put a stunt double. Literally, like I said in my spoiler review, the best action movie I've seen is The Raid 2, which has the cleanest action, one of the best hard hitting one. Like to me, it's the perfect action movie, like the best of the best to me is The Raid 2. And Shang-Chi is really close behind it, as in clean. Like you can follow the movements. But you know, like in Taekwondo, for yourself, you focus on making sure your aerials are timed correctly so you don't break your legs, stuff like that, right? Like you make sure that your technique is good so that it if you ever perform in front of a judge, they can see the move, your whole flow, and you know they're like, oh, he actually understands his pop squat and all that stuff, you know, stuff like that.
Exactly.
You can definitely tell in this. It's top notch. And the other thing is that the way that it handles a different genre, because this is straight up wushu, as in like Asian cinematography or Asian filmmaking brought to the Western, as from Marvel's standpoint. So instead of it being like a political thriller, it's straight up like a wuxia film. Or I hope I'm saying that right. Basically, like Asian cinematography brought to the.
That's cool.
A lot of lore, a lot of fantasy in it, and it's good.
I really need to see this movie.
Yeah, I'm hyping it up as much as I can because I want people to go see this, and it broke Labor Day box office. I think it made like a 65 to 85 million. I think that's either domestically or no, that's internationally. The whole thing, like
Okay.
overall, it's like it broke box office records for Labor Day weekend. Never happens. It's huge.
That's awesome.
I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, that's it for the show, guys. We have a special guest coming in later today, so
Let's wind it down with some closing thoughts.
yeah. They'll be back later. I think this one is really good. I think you're gonna like it.
Never the mind and the body the same time. Oh, never the mind and the body the same time. Oh, never the mind and the body the same time. I need them, my lover. Just keep one undercover. Never the mind and the body the same time. Oh, never the mind and the body the same time. Oh, never the mind and the body the same time. I need them, my lover. Just keep one undercover. Thank you. Jay Omer. Love you all.
How perfect.
Nice.
All right, cool. See you later.
See ya.